Hey guys, what is up? Grant right here. I am back here today for a new video. I'm very excited about today. It's been a long time since I've revisited the legendary artist I'm getting back to today. We're going to be getting back to the one and only Dionne Warwick, one of my all-time favorites today. I was inspired to get to revisit this performance because I saw another reactor actually doing a reaction to it, and I was just reminded of how great of a performance it was. We're going to be looking at Dionne Warwick's performance of Promises. I believe it's 1974. I'm super excited. Like I said, knockout performance, one of my favorite of hers and just one of the best of all time. So get something to drink, get something to eat, feel good, feel cozy, be a little dapper if you're feeling up to it, and we are going to have a good time as per usual. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before I begin today's video, as always, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, all the good jazz. Be on the lookout for all the new content coming from me on this channel soon. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let's get into it.
Promises, I'm all through with promises now. I don't know how I got the nerve to walk out. If I shout, remember I feel free. Now I can look at myself and be proud of laughing out loud. Oh, promises, this is where those promises end. I won't pretend that I once was wrong and be right. Every night I sleep now, no more lies. Things that I promised myself that I promised, but I found my heart. Oh, promises, they're kind of promises can destroy your life. Hey, promises, these kind of promises take all the joy from life. Well, promises, what kind of promises can lead to joy and to hope and love. Yes,
There you have it, guys. Promises, the legendary, iconic, the one and only Dionne Warwick. What a knockout performance. I am so happy to get back to this performance. It's been a minute. I want to start off by saying this was such an inspiration for me, being that we're on the cusp of a new week. We're getting into the new week. I love revisiting these legendary performances. I'm always telling you guys on this channel because it really sort of is like a breath of fresh air from the trash that is on the airways and on TV these days. Every time I watch an award show these days, I'm just like, please make it stop. Get us back to the golden age of real talent. And this is a prime example of that. This has got to be one of my favorite all-time performances from Dionne. There's so many I could go on and on about, you know, the top, but this is definitely one of my favorites. One of my favorite things that I've said before about Dionne Warwick is she was in that same sort of category as Barbra Streisand and others. Just such an elegant, classy performer who did not need to do too much to make a lasting impression. She just had such a natural gift for singing, and that is something I stand so firmly for. I'm so big on that because I feel most of what is responsible for most of the talent today is everything but natural talent. Everything you can name but an actual gift is what is sort of present these days, and I love people like Dionne who really just were all about just natural vocal talent, musicianship, and just, you know, showmanship. It's so important to me as a fellow artist. I'm a professional singer because I feel like I said a lot of people sort of have gotten the wrong impression from a lot of recent performers, and this right here is what it's all about. So much vocal excellence in this performance, just everything that you could think of a correct vocal existed in this performance. And one of the things that I was just always so mesmerized with Dionne is how effortless her singing was. It was just like a stroll in the park for her. I've said this about other people too, but Dionne was one of the prime examples of that. And if you notice her mouth was always very, very relaxed. She never opened her mouth too much, even when she was at the top of her, her register. Her technique was absolutely impeccable, and she was always very, very careful to keep herself. I don't know if she was careful, but she always was extremely, extremely calm during the entire duration of her performance. You could never even sense an ounce, an inkling of tension with any of her performances, no matter where in her range she was. Even when she was at the top, it completely looks absolutely seamless. She's a very, very well trained vocalist, went to school for it, and it really, really, really did obviously help with the technique wise. But she's just such a naturally gifted vocalist. And one thing I love about this performance is the bow that she took at the end. If you noticed, one of Whitney Houston's performances in South Africa in the earlier years of her career, Whitney Houston obviously did do an homage to Dionne with that bow. Such a graceful, elegant, classy performer, and outstanding, one of the best singers of all time. I absolutely love Dionne's look in this. She just looked absolutely like $1,000,000 in this. Just the hair was absolutely flawless. The outfit, just such a beautiful woman also, and just such an astonishing fashion sense. And you guys know me, I'm very big on fashion too, and she just always knocked it out of the ballpark. Primarily in this era, she was just on her point, in her bag, so to speak, in this era with the fashion. The resonance in her voice, they don't call her the human amphitheater for no reason. One of the most resonant voices in music history. She could fill a room without even going full force, and that is not something I can say about a lot of people these days. We have an epidemic of whisper singers these days, and things of that nature. A lot of people don't, you get them out of the studio, you put them, at a piano with a microphone, bunch of people talking. It's kind of hard for them to create, generate some real power. So looking back on people like Dionne, it's always such a, like I said, a breath of fresh air to revisit people who actually had lungs and actually, like I said, had natural, real singing talent. Outstanding performance through and through. I could go on and on. You guys already know. One other thing I want to touch on is the breath control that was present in this performance. It really, really, really takes a lot of breath support and a lot of correct breathing to get through this, because of all of the extended phrases with the promises, 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 all of that stuff that was going on. I'm a big advocate for breathing correctly. And a lot of people might look at me like, what do you mean? When I say breathing correctly, it's something you learn over time. A lot of singers, when they begin, the breathing and the singing is like from here up, and it has to begin from the diaphragm. Everything starts from the diaphragm down in your body, and then it comes out, through the upper part of your body. But learning how to breathe correctly is something that you really, really have to master if you want to get through this kind of song, because of, like I said, all the extended phrases and passages. Stunning performance, knockout, one of the best of all time. Another humongous round of applause for Dionne Warwick. Promises, promises. I want to thank everybody once again for joining me today for this video, and be sure to look out for more soon. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reaction video. As always, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, helps the channel, all that good jazz. As I said before, be on the lookout for new content coming from me soon. If you have any other Dionne requests, leave them in my comments below. I will try my best to get to her again in the near future. And if you have any other requests in general, leave them down below. I would love to see them. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day, and I will check you guys later. Peace.